Hello everybody, Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at something from the now defunct Impossible Toys. I picked this guy and several others up over at BigBadToyStore.com. They had a big sale a little while ago, and I nabbed, I think, like 12 of these things for like 20 bucks. The box is very, very minimal, and well, that's the box for all of them. And they were all made in China. So instead of reviewing all of them, I decided to review one of them. And we're going to start with the mini car GLYPHER. This is obviously supposed to be a riff on Glyph. Pulling the figure out of the box, this is all you get. This figure in vehicle mode and a little gun. And all of the figures in the Impossible Toys set are like this. There is some tape here on the outside, which I'm going to have to get my scissors and cut it. And yeah, very minimal packaging with no directions. Out of the box, the figure is very tiny and is okay. It looks fine. Wheels are rubber. Figure rolls with some issues, especially here on the right. It seems to be catching on something, but I have no idea what. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to store the gun in this mode at all. There's nowhere to even place it, and this gun be really tiny. I mean, really tiny. The gun would be perfectly scaled for a Siege Battlemaster if any of the Battlemasters had, actual hands. But maybe I can just push it into one of these openings? No, that is not going to happen. Oh well. Now, in terms of scale, the figure is somewhere between a Battlemaster and a Legends-class Transformer from the current lines. I was going to compare it to Bumblebee, but I couldn't find my Legends Bumblebee from Siege? Power of the Primes. Yeah, that. Transformation for this little dude is pretty easy. To start off with, come to the bottom and just pull the wheels away from the vehicle mode until they stop, which will form the shoulders of the robot mode. Then come down and grab the legs and just pull the legs straight out, pull the feet straight out until they slide into place, and then come to the front of the vehicle mode and just kind of push up on the ball joints until you get the legs fully formed, split them open, then come to the back of the vehicle mode and flip out the head and slide it forward on the little slider there. And that's pretty much it. One thing I did forget to mention is when you slide the feet or the front of the vehicle mold all the way out, you want to grab the ball joint and then pull it up so that the heel actually forms. And if you do that on both legs, then the figure can actually stand up on its own. Otherwise, it's going to fall over. And here we have the robot mode all ready to go. And I'll be the first to admit, this is very bare bones. It's very, very bare bones. Even the head sculpt. Which, I mean, let's face it, that head sculpt is not very three-dimensional, if I'm honest. Oh, boy. Posability for the figure is not too shabby. Head really can't move. Shoulder has a hinge and then a ball joint inside, ball joint at the elbow, no fist articulation. Torso articulation is on a swivel. There is a ball joint in the hip, but it is limited because the hip just... Well, I mean, look at that. The actual hip component is hitting up against the rest of the body, but it can do a full split. There's a ball joint in the knee and a ball joint in the ankle, and that means you can have full Siege-like rotation. So you could get some good poses out of this thing, but it's also top-heavy, and the ball joints are a little bit on the loose side, so it just kind of falls over. So, yeah, posability isn't its strong suit. And then there's the weapon, which he can hold, but for some reason the shoulder is not that strong. Man, that looks like a pea shooter. That looks like a Saturday Night Special in terms of Transformers weaponry. Not a, blaster or anything. Oh, well. Now, I will give the mold credit. It does stretch out into a very nice-sized, little bit bigger than a Legends class figure. So we got Legends Beachcomber here, and then it's definitely bigger than one of our little friends' Battlemasters here. So, yeah, I mean, at least it gets a lot bigger. Nice mass shifting you got going on there. And it's almost as big as two Battlemasters stacked on top of each other. Now, I can see why these didn't catch on. As I said, there were like 12 different molds of this thing. Doesn't quite feel very good. The plastic isn't the best, and let's face it, it doesn't really seem to hold up all that well compared to standard figures. And I believe the starting price for each was like 25, 30 bucks. I would much rather pay 25, 30 bucks for 3 official Legends class figures than one of these third-party figures. And Impossible Toys didn't exactly have the best track record. They really kind of screwed themselves, if I'm honest. They were not the best figures, and getting this thing back into vehicle mode isn't hard, but I'm really afraid I'm gonna break the dang thing. Because these ball joints, I mean, they're not exactly what I would consider the best quality, and the plastic is not the best quality, and these sliders for the feet are not the best quality, and I feel like I'm gonna break it, as I said. You've gotta really be gingerly and careful with it, which is not the same thing as, say, a Legends class figure. I feel like I could throw this against the wall and it's not gonna break, especially Beachcomber here. And Wind Charger. They're tough little hombres. Not GLYPHER here. GLYPHER, well, I'm sorry, GLYPHER, you're going to go back in the packaging with all the other third-party figures and just go into storage, never to be seen again, or maybe I'll give him away at some point. I don't know, but I could see why Impossible Toys has... Well, I can see why Impossible Toys is no longer with us, because they weren't making very high-quality items, but they were charging top dollar. There's a reason why all of these things in the MC line went on sale. Or the mini car line, I should say. So, folks, let me know what you think of this thing down in the comments. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And if you enjoy my videos and you want to actually be notified about them, hit that bell. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you next time.